This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Monday and the work week with the morning sprint.
Sydney Charles has the details on the 2024 presidential race ahead of tomorrow's New Hampshire primary.
Allison Martinez in for Mark talking about several winter weather alerts going on today.
But first, Spokane finished the full plow of the city on Sunday. This maintenance project began last week on Wednesday. Since then, the Public Works Department plowed more than 2,000 lane miles of city streets. As temperatures start to warm up, you're encouraged to clear any snow or debris away from storm drains to minimize the pooling of water in the streets. If you notice that your block was missed on this full plow, you can report it by calling 311.
We have an 100% chance of rain today, though some areas need to be more careful than others. We have a winter advisory in effect until noon today. The areas shaded in purple on your screen are most affected. This is those northernmost counties down through Wenatchee into Tri-Cities as well. It's because these areas have the potential for freezing rain, snow, sleet, so be extra careful for that morning commute.
The University of Idaho says it is supporting its volleyball team following allegations that coach Chris Gonzalez abused, bullied, and acted inappropriately toward players. A case manager from the dean's office will monitor all team practices, meetings, and activities, and be there anytime a player requests support. Read the whole story on KXLY.com.
Local blood donation centers are calling for more donors. The American Red Cross is facing the lowest number of people donating blood in the last 20 years. The American Red Cross says more than 65 blood drives were canceled last month because of severe winter weather. Now, Vitalent's donor recruitment manager says that the center has lost 80% of donors. If you have a cold or a flu, you can't donate yet, so please wait and then come back when you feel better. To find out where you can donate, you can visit our website, KXLY.com.
Today marks the 51st anniversary of the landmark Roe v. Wade decision. On January 22, 1973, the Supreme Court legalized abortion in the United States. The decision also legalized other privacy matters about family, relationships, and bodily autonomy. In June 2022, the Supreme Court overturned Roe, ruling there was no constitutional right to abortion.
Over the weekend, a major development in the race for president. Ron DeSantis is out. That comes as voters are preparing to head to the polls in New Hampshire tomorrow. Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is now the last candidate standing between former President Donald Trump and a third straight Republican nomination. Now, heading into tomorrow's primary, Haley is facing a double-digit deficit, with 50% of likely Republican primary voters supporting Trump, while Haley falls at just 39%. In the meantime, Trump is expected in a New York courtroom today for a case brought on by E. Jean Carroll. Live coverage on tomorrow's primary is coming up next on Good Morning America.
Representative Cathy McMorris Rodgers has announced a congressional hearing on protecting the lower Snake River dams. This follows conversations between the Biden administration, conservationists, and tribes that some say is a roadmap to breaching the dams. Now, in December, the administration says it planned to spend more than $1 billion over the next decade to help recover salmon populations in the region and how to offset the benefits of 4 dams on the Snake River if Congress would ever agree to dismantle them. The hearing is set to take place next week on January 30th.
Spokane businesses worked together to hold a pop-up clothing drive for the homeless yesterday. This is the second year of the drive put on by Pro Mobile Auto Detail and Ladder Coffee. After last year's successful turnout, organizers said they felt it was crucial to provide this service again, especially after our recent winter weather. Organizers said no matter how many people were to come throughout the day, there would always be clothing waiting for them because of the large amount of items they received.
Well, shoveling snow is the tedious job we have to do after every snowstorm. And if you haven't done it already, you're likely left with a slushy mess to clean up today. But Ace Hardware says there are some tools to make your life a little bit easier. You can use an ice scraper to help break up any ice. Once you've cleared a pathway, you'll want to use some ice melter. There are also some pet-friendly versions to be on the lookout for. This will make it so the sidewalks are less slippery. If you have to walk in the slippery conditions, you could always get some tractions to put over your shoes that will dig into the ice and prevent you from slipping.
Lewiston is honoring fire department engineer Nick Stevens. He's retiring after 30 years of service. Since 1994, Stevens has served as a firefighter, advanced EMT, and instructor. The fire department says he and his wife plan to stay in Lewiston to serve the community and pursue his passion of umpiring baseball at the Division I level. Congratulations. Hey, back with a final check of weather coming up right after this quick break.